I may be traveling, but that doesn't stop me from making coin videos. Hey guys, it's the Coin Savage and welcome back to my channel. As you see, I'm traveling here, so I don't have my normal background, but it's fine. I bought this $80 eBay coin grab bag, and it's technically something in an auction, but you know, nobody bid on it, so I figured I would just take a chance and get it. And it looks like we've got a decent amount of coins in here. So as usual, we're going to be going coin by coin, evaluating them and assigning value to them. I paid $80. So let's see how well we do. So I'm just going to grab a random bag out of here, and we'll see what we've got here. First up, it says Comoros, Comoro Islands, 1891. Al-Hijri 1308, 10 centimat Paris mint. So let's actually take a look at this coin. See what we've got here. It says VF, I'd probably agree with that. Yep, so it looks like that says 10 and then some writing in, might be Arabic or Comoro. And 1308, Al-Hijri right there, 1308. On the back, it's got some more Arabic writing. So this is actually a pretty strong coin to start off. Comoros, they were a French colony for a pretty long time, actually. And if you don't know, it's off the coast of East Africa. And it's super cool because of the historical significance and, like, you know, how it's pretty much survived the entire French colonial rule and then some. Anyways, I know that these are actually pretty valuable. I don't think I own one of these, but I'm gonna look it up and I'll be right back. Alright, so I did some research, and this specific variety, as you see, there's a little A, meaning it was minted in Paris. So let me show you. If you see the A right below the wreath, means it was minted at Paris in France. And there's also a little privy. If I zoom in, oops. If I zoom in, I'm trying to zoom in on that. As you see, there's like a little paintbrush privy. That's the more common variety. And in this condition, probably, I looked it up, and according to Numista, it's a $25 coin in VF. I'm gonna say $20. I'm gonna try to be a bit conservative here. So we're gonna say $20. So I think we're off to a great start, and then we will move on to the next bag. Alright, it looks like we've got some Asian coins. They might be Chinese. Looks like cash coins. So let's actually get this out of the bag here and see what we've got. Japan, 10 mon, 4 mon, and a cash coin. Looks like that these might be from the 1700s, as it says. As this says, I don't know if they're like 100% accurate, but 1708. 1636, but let's actually take a look at these. I'm assuming that this is a cash coin because it's the smallest. It looks like it's in good details here, and I actually have a very similar one to this. I recently made a short about it that I'll put up here, and I think that these are the same markings, so probably this is from the 1630s. I don't know the value on it, so I'm gonna have to do some research, but I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I did some research. It says minted between 1626 and 1636 according to these markings here, and this looks like it's in a VF, maybe XF, but in a VF, Numista calls it about $4. I'm gonna call it $3. So we have another $3 added, and I'm not obviously keeping track of the values, but you'll know right here what we've got and if we got our money's worth. Next up, looks like it's a 4 mon. And oh yeah, this is actually one of the cooler designs. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 waves, or 11 waves. Yeah, I think it's 11 waves actually that separate the coin on the reverse, and it looks like it might be a little later striking, maybe in the 1700s, but even this being from the 1700s, I'm gonna have to do some research on Japanese coins. I don't know that much about it, so I'll be right back with some more info. Alright guys, so I just did some research. This is a 4 mon coin, as it said right there, minted between 1769 and 1788. Based on the lettering, this is probably a VF, also like just based on, like, you know, the condition and all that, probably VF once again. And in a VF, Numista once again calls it $4, but we're going to be calling it $3. So we're adding another $3 here. And then finally, we've got the Bitcoin that looks like a 10 mon. And probably, as this says, because they've been accurate, so far 1708. So we're going to see if this is actually a 10 mon coin from 1708, and I'll be right back. Alright, and once again, these people were right. I did research. And this was minted between 1708 and 1709. And this is the most common variety of it, but even in this condition, which is probably a fine grade, it's still a $20 coin. And we're gonna call it 20 bucks, you know, just to be even with it. So we're gonna call it another 20 bucks. And yeah, it's super cool. So we already have like, I'm trying to keep my math here right. And it's gonna be on the screen, but if I recall, we have 46 bucks in value already. So we're off to a great start, and we will see what else is in here. All right, the next thing I pulled in from here looks like that these are two Jefferson nickels. So I guess we're gonna go and take a look at what these are. And yeah, we will see. First up, it looks like it's a war nickel, and it's got the mint mark for D above Monchel, and looks like it's in great shape. 1944, but yeah, look at that toning. Looks like it might be in about uncirculated to uncirculated, and I think melt these days is like $2.50, maybe $3 for a war nickel, and I'm gonna have to double check that as well, but this definitely looks like it might sell above melt, maybe a few dollars above melt, who knows. But anyways, let me just go and do my research real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so as you see here, I did the research, and it looks like it's in great shape, probably about uncirculated. And even though that says almost uncirculated, let's be real here, war nickels, they don't command that much of a premium, and melt is around $3.50. But I'm gonna be nice. We're gonna call it $4, just so that way we could call it an even 50 if my math is correct. So I'm gonna call it $4 here, and then we will grab the next few coin flips out of here. All right, next up is Ceylon, which is Sri Lanka, which is off the coast of India. 1951 proof. Oh, that's a nice proof. 50 cents. I don't know the markings here. Let's get this out and take a look at the coin. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the strike on it. Look at all the detail in Jordan's hair, and it's 75 years old at the time I'm recording this. It even has some cameo if you look at it, and cameo is a contrast between the background, the mirror finish, and then the details on the coin. But anyways, it's a beautiful coin. And anyways, I just spent so much time praising the coin. I'm gonna have to do it because I feel that this might command somewhat of a premium, given that it's 75 years old and it's a proof and it's a British colonial coin. But I'm gonna have to check because for all I know, millions of these could be made, or maybe only a few hundred. Let's do some research. Okay guys, I just did some research, and all I have to say is wow. Like, just wow. So only 150 of these are known to survive today, which is 3% of the entire 1951 proof 50 cents from Ceylon minted. So if we do the math, that's only about like 5,000 were made, more or less. And even though this one obviously isn't graded or anything, this is surprisingly collectible, but not collectible enough for it being in this nice of a shape for being a proof. Because, you know, most proofs are impaired. They've got some ugly toning, you know, whatever. This, like, it looks flawless. There are a couple of spots here and there, but other than that, it's a beautiful coin. But anyways, as far as the value on this is $100 coin, and I don't want to call it $100. I'm gonna call this maybe 80 bucks because it's not graded yet, but still, it's got really nice cameo. And I say cameo, if you look at it from an angle, it's got some cameo. And then, yeah, just the coin itself looks beautiful. And it's extremely low mintage. So I'm calling this $80. One recently sold on eBay for over 300 bucks. But I'm no eBay seller. Actually, I am an eBay seller, but I'm not going to sell this for $300. Probably $80 in my book. And yeah, this is super cool. This is pretty much a museum piece, given like its rarity. Up next, actually looks like there is another silver war nickel. It says 18 bucks. I don't really, I don't necessarily agree with that given the melt value. But yeah, another one, 1944 Denver. Let's actually get this out of the flip here. It looks like it's in BU condition. And it is. Once again, melt is around $3.50. I'm calling this one $5 because it's in a lot nicer shape. And it's gorgeous. Actually, 1944 RT is actually slightly lower mintage, but not super rare compared to like the 1943D, for instance, which has only about 13 million minted. This has about 32-ish million minted, but still probably a $5 coin all day. That's what I would pay for it, for a coin like this. And I'm probably calling it a lower mint state, like mint state 61, mint state 60, rather than gem BU, which would be like mint state 65 or mint state 66 even. So just kind of cool. And then we have another bag right here, so I might as well show it. This looks like 2 proof Lincoln Cents, 2015S and then 2016S in the capsules. Let's take a look at these because if I recall, they are slightly lower mintage compared to modern, or compared to even older coins. But here is 2015 S, means it's minted in San Francisco. Got great cameo, obviously. Pretty much expected with that minting, with US minting standards by 2015. Yeah, beautiful coin. It's got some toning going on there. I don't know what's going on. Here, same thing on this 2016S, beautiful reverse, but on the obverse, there might just be something going on in the capsule, not on the coin. The coin appears to be in perfect shape. But yeah, once again, believe it or not, proofs from like the 90s, the 80s, even the 70s, in fact, even the late 60s have more proofs made, or they made more proofs compared to modern years like 2015 through pretty much present day. In fact, this might be a bit off topic, but 2026 proof sets are selling for hundreds of dollars with the new penny, and I'm not buying a 2026 proof set, but these are about the closest things I'm getting to a 2026 proof set with the penny. The last penny is ever minted for proof sets. But yeah, let me do my research on like the exact mintage of these coins, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I just did some research, and even though these are about $5 coins, I'm not calling them $5, I'm calling them $3 each once again, so you've got another $6. So these are beautiful coins. I might crack them out to get graded, but yet again, why bother if these are lower value coins, $5 coins? So anyways, that's pretty cool, and then we will move on to the next set of coins. Alright, looks like it says, next up says Afghanistan. Ooh, 2 silver coins. And in case you all don't know, I love, and I mean like I just love silver coins, copper coins, you name it, from Afghanistan. They make some of the most underrated coins in my opinion. Oh, and there's just a random penny in there. It looks like it's in nice shape. What year is it? 1987 out of Philly. I almost never see coins from the 80s this nice often anymore, especially the Philly minted ones, because zinc wears down easily, and these were the first years of the zinc penny, and these are made in Philadelphia, and I live on the West Coast, so anyway, I just thought that was cool. But yeah, we're gonna get down to business here. So we've got two different Afghan silver coins. These weigh about 11 grams each, so we've got probably about $20-ish in melts value, given the current spot price. But these actually might be Mughal, like from the Mughal Empire, rather than Afghanistan, or just struck in Afghanistan. So I'm gonna have to do some research on on this one first, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this one, it took me literally forever to find, but I was right. This is a Mughal rupee, struck in 1111 al-Hijri, which would be 1698 AD. So very cool, late 1600s Mughal rupee, minted in Pakistan, and it was minted in what's now Karachi, which is on the Pakistani Sea or Indian Sea, whatever it's called. I think it's the Arabian Sea, but anyways, that's pretty cool. And then this other rupee I still have to research, and I'll get right back to you once I've done that. Alright, and then I've also identified this one. It took me forever once again, but I've identified this one to be a Mughal rupee, minted in northwestern India, in Kashmir, in the late 1710s to early 1720s. So very cool. As far as value, these melt value is $25 each, but these are actually like really nice shape, and they're actually slightly better mints. So I'm calling them $30 each. So we're gonna add $60 to the board for value, and yeah, nice chunky silver. As far as this nice 1987 goes, I'm not adding anything, but still a nice coin, you know. Really appreciate who I bought this from. That gave me a little freebie. Alright, it looks like we have the last bag of coins in here, if you will. And it looks like it actually looks like there might be yeah, exactly, two more proof coins, 2015 and 2016. So we're gonna get these out and take a look at them and probably assign similar value to them. These are clad dimes, meaning they're not silver. And yeah, once again, these look beautiful. No toning, no damage, just pure, beautiful cameo proofs. Look at that. Once again, these are low mintage. And given that these are dimes, not pennies, these are probably $4 coins each. So we're gonna call it another $8 because I'm too lazy to go do the research, but it's probably something similar along the lines of $4 each. So we're calling it another $8. And now that's really cool, and I'm gonna do my final math and I will give you the total. Alright guys, so I did the math, and in total we got $209 in value on an $80 coin grab bag, and that's amazing. Like, just amazing. Like, some of my favorite coins were the Ceylon proof, like that pretty much gave us a big boost. I also like the Afghan coins, I like the Comoros coin. Just anything that is out of the ordinary. I really like these Japanese coins. Pretty much everything I liked. But yeah, the coins in here were amazing. I cannot I'm just gonna say I'm gonna have to gatekeep who I bought this from just for privacy reasons. But shout out to whoever sent me this. If they're watching this video, once again, thank you. And I might do a giveaway with these coins, but I'm doing it for 1,000 subscribers, and I only have about 450 right now. So if y'all could hit that like and subscribe button, that'd be amazing. And yeah, peace, they're still out there for you all to find.